So this is an example from my own life, actually. And so basically back in 1996, my father died of liver cancer after having been sick for many, many years. And as my dad was coming to the end, I remember two priests in particular being really kind and generous to him and to our family. And so one priest came and gave him all the different sacraments, right? So he baptized him because my dad wasn't baptized before, gave him the sacrament of confirmation, gave him the anointing of the sick, and the apostolic pardon. And then secondly, there was another priest who was helping us to arrange the funeral. And he basically said to us that he would waive the funeral fee, the recommended donation for the funeral, if we would try our best to go to Mass in the future, because he discovered while talking to us that we weren't going to Mass on a regular basis. And this whole episode with all its constituent elements was obviously really impactful on me and my family. So much so that when it came to applying to the seminary, when they asked me what was the best thing to happen to you and what was the worst thing, I said it was the same thing. It was my father's death, right? So it was the best thing to happen to us because it kind of brought us back to the faith, but at the same time, it was the worst thing to happen to us for obvious reasons. Just to think it through, right? So if we didn't go back to Mass on a regular practice of our faith, clearly I wouldn't have gone to the seminary, clearly I wouldn't have become a Catholic priest, and clearly I wouldn't be here in my current assignments. Never mind my previous assignments in Oshawa, Brampton, and North York. And more to the point, when I think about my father's death, and when I think about the meaning behind my father's suffering and death, I often think about this thing we're talking about today, this huge scope of the human drama in which we're all playing a small part. I mean, just think about it like this. What can God do simply by having one more priest in the context of the world? What can he do? I've been privileged to see certain instances of that in terms of immediate fruits of doing ministry in the context of the world. But quite honestly, when it comes to the effect of God working in the world through my priesthood, really I have no clue. And it doesn't matter that I have no clue, right? Because it's beyond my pay grade to fully understand the inner workings of God's providential designs. And so given all that, what am I called to do? I'm called to trust. I'm called to surrender again to God's providential designs. And in particular, I gotta trust and believe that if God deprives me of the company of my Father, even for a single day, it must be for a greater good. It has to be, right? Because precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of his faithful. And again, all things work together for the good for those who love the Lord.